G'day everyone, Prep Aussie here. I hope you're all well in whatever part of the world you're watching this video. Today is Saturday, the 21st of May 2022, and the time here is 11:35 Australian Standard Time. All right, folks, sponsor. Okay, here's my sponsor, Totally Rawsome, who make countless products, including golden activated turmeric paste, cuckoo bombs, happy healing silica, and also pig's ears and dog treats, all for your health, or for your dog's health, just your health. As I've said before, folks, if you haven't tried this stuff, then you are totally missing out. It is fantastic for joint pain. I know that because I use it. And read the comments. I always get someone who comments on it, and they love it as well. They've also got new products here: toilet cleaner, laundry liquid. I'll have to try some of that, the laundry liquid. Lip balm, hand nail cream, toothpaste. Now have toothpaste. Look, as I said, folks, contact the guys 0433 165 848 or email at info@totallyrawsome.com.au. Right, so where's the world at? Big question, isn't it? Before I do that, I want to show you something that made my day. Hang on a sec. Right, this is from my last video here, and it's from X, just here. Thanks, Prep Aussie. I listened to you and fixed my home interest rate in January. Smiling right now. Well, do you know what? That makes my day, because as I've said before, even if I wake up just one person and one person saves money, etc., etc., then I've done my job. So I guess I've done my job. Somebody listened to me. I'm not a financial guru. I'm, nowhere near it. I'm just a hack, as I've said before, but I pay attention to what's going on. And that woman, or that person, sorry, I don't know if it's a woman, listened to what I had to say, went and researched her stuff. Obviously, she just didn't do it because I told her to. Researched her stuff, fixed her mortgage, probably like me at 2% for the next 5 years. I think we did 3 to 5 years. And the reason we only did it for 3 to 5 is because at the end of the day, who knows what's going to happen after that. It's not down for me to decide. Now, unless you've been sleeping under a rock, financials. Let's talk financials. Well, we all know inflation is out of control. I put petrol in my son's car this morning, $2.20 for just a flat unleaded. That's 91, flat unleaded. 90. It was $2.20. That was the flat rate. I don't even know. I don't even know what the 98 was. I didn't even check. I thought $2.15. He's going to be happy with that. Diesel is $2.20, $2.10, same, pretty well. Now, if you remember my last video, I said, when are people going to start waking up? Well, when it gets to 3, no. When it gets to 4 or 5, then people are going to start going, well, hang on a minute, what the hell is going on here? And it's going to keep going up. Don't kid yourself that it's going to go down. It's going to keep going up. Now, the other thing is, in America, I watched something the other day, and the guy was saying that he was paying over $7 a gallon in New York State for petrol. Over $7. Now, that's staggering. Because I remember when I was in America, I was filling up for like $2. Something crazy. I could have poured it on the ground. It was so cheap. That's, if I remember, that's what I was saying to my wife. I could pour this on the ground. It's so cheap compared to England, where I was at the time. Now, excuse me, incrementally, everything is going to start skyrocketing. Now, whether you have food, water, electricity, etc., etc. Now, and you may, I just said, excuse me, whether you have food, electricity, and water. Now, that might be a funny comment to make or a statement, but the fact is, a lot of people, like not so well off people, are actually going to bed at night and turning all the electric off at the moment to pay bills. They're, minimising water, etc., etc. So while some of us aren't paying attention to that, we are. Like, we're really into it. Like, we've got solar, but now we just got a letter the other day from the government telling us that, or the Queensland government telling me that they've reduced it down to something like 7 cents a unit. So virtually we're making no money on it at all. And I don't know about anybody else. I think it's the same. To the point where we're trying to decide whether we should put more solar panels on the roof, or completely cut power consumption to the point where it's non-existent and we're actually using solar lights inside. We actually don't know yet. But we're actually getting to the point where we will have to stop using electricity at night. And I'm guessing you guys are the same. God, we're just going to have to do it. Like, there's just no two ways about it. Our power bills just keep going through the roof. Now, as this is called Prep Aussie, which is supposed to be an acronym for Prepare Australia, if you are not preparing to store food, fuel, medicines, etc., then I'm sorry, but you are deluded. Severely deluded. You are going to have some huge knock-on effects very soon, to the point where you're going to go to the shops, and I'm already experienced. I know I'm not the only one, but there's a lot of people at the moment who are experiencing the same thing. You go to the shops, it's not there. I'll give you a classic example. So I buy this particular type of bread from Coles, and it's kind of like this home style, real thick white bread with fibre in it. And we find that, one, it's better. Two, you don't eat as much because it's thicker, etc., etc. It's got less preservatives in it. Anyway, now it went from $2.20 to over $3 in a week. Now, when I go there, I have to buy whatever's there. So usually it's 4 or 5 loaves or whatever. So I said to there was a Coles guy there last time I was there, and I said to him, mate, what's going on with this bread? Every time I come here, it's either not here, 1 or 2 loaves, or it's rammed in the shelves. And he said, because our supply chain is now so bad, we don't know when we're getting it. This is Coles. So to back that up, where I buy my chicken feed from, I went there today. No chicken feed. Well, there was chicken feed, but it wasn't the one that I usually get, and it's never been out of stock, ever. So I said to the guy, where's? And he said, we don't know when we're getting it. He said it's gone from Monday, every week, Monday they used to go and collect it, bring it back, stock the shelves, It's now gone to every 2 weeks, And now he said, we don't know when we're getting it. And this is just up the road in Queensland, in Brisbane. So they don't know when they're getting it. So you either buy something, buy an inferior product, which is probably just as good, but not as good, if you know what I mean, or you don't buy anything at all. Now, here's a staggering thing, and he's one of many. This guy is one of many. He told me today that he's had to take his stock from 220K a month to 320. And the reason he's had to do that is because he can't get stock. So he's over ordering to supply stock because he can't get anything. Think about that. So imagine if that is happening all around the country, right? And then you get something like a fuel strike, or fuel's too expensive, or people don't want to go to work, or that chain, that breaks down real quick. So that stock that you haven't got this week, you're not going to get for a month. Think about that. So that's a warning. All these little things that you're noticing are warnings, folks. That's why you're watching shows like mine and prepping shows, etc., because these are warnings. I went in the other day, I bought a huge box of $1 pasta from Coles, and took it up the counter. The woman went, "You having a party? Spaghetti party?" She said, "You having a spaghetti party?" I said, "Yeah." $1 pasta. I think there was 25 things in the pasta, in the box. Better in my house than in anybody else's. That's what I thought. So look, that's only a small thing. Now, I spoke to David Morgan this week, and hopefully we're going to do an interview soon based on technicalities and financials, etc. Because as you know, David's a bit of a guru. Now, he mentioned in the comments section on my last video, if you've read it, he said, not to mention Bitcoin, etc. Did you know that 2, or was it 3? I think it might be 3 now. 3, I think it might be 2, but the third one is being hammered. Bitcoin's being hammered as well. Now, they've lost, 2 of them went completely belly up in a night, one night, and the others are suffering really badly. Gone from 70,000 to 30, and it keeps on plummeting. Now, if you're like me, I never got into Bitcoin. And the reason I didn't get into Bitcoin was for one really simple, easy answer. Because I noticed that when everyone was getting into it, they're like, "Oh, it's non-taxable. They don't know where it's coming from, etc., etc." And my one comment or thesis on this whole thing has always been, you're kidding yourself if you don't know that they don't know where Bitcoin originates from, etc., etc. For example, I've got NordVPN on this computer. I had to stop using it because I found that when I went on Nord, in 20 minutes, every single time, in 20 minutes, I got shut down. And the reason I got shut down was because they were trying to track me around the world. So if you don't think that they don't know where you are or what you're doing or put it this way, what anybody's doing, then you're deluded. You are. You're actually deluded if you think that you're using Bitcoin, or you're going to get away with using Bitcoin, and you're going to make a gazillion dollars and everything's going to be honky-dory. I've met someone recently who's now got a massive tax bill and is thinking about selling their house because of the tax bill from Bitcoin, because they made an absolute killing on it and were like, yeah, hey, bought cars and all that sort of crap. And now the government's chasing them for the tax. That's why I never got into it. That's why I don't put money in banks, all this sort of stuff. Because it's a scam. It's an absolute scam. Stocks, scam. It dropped 20%. It's dropped 20% in the last couple of days. 20%. All these delusional fools chuck their money on stocks, watch it go up, don't pay attention, stock drops, they lose all their money. It is just one big marlin fishing experiment for the elites. That's why I never got into it. That's why I don't use it. That's why I don't touch it. Better to put your money into food, prepping, cars, petrol, etc. Because, or solid gold rings, silver rings, necklaces, because it's tangible. I can hold it. I own it. It's mine. No one's going to take it off me unless they want to have a fucking big fight. So that's my point. This other stuff, here, let me put it to you this way. I'm going to sell you something, and it's supposed to be free of everything, government interference, etc., etc. Might cost a bit more, but it's free from all government interference. Would you buy it? Well, me being a pessimist, I guess I'm like, well, how can it be free of government interference if you actually know what you're talking about? It can't be, because that's how this works. It just cannot be. That's how they work. They own everything. Those two Bitcoin ones that I told you crashed, they were tied to the US dollar. How's that work? It's supposed to be free, but apparently they were tied to the US dollar. It dived, conk, overnight, gone. But anyway, David will talk to you more about that in the coming days when we do the video. Right. So where is this going for your brain to function at a normal level? Well, when to use an old karate fighting experience, right, or analogy, when someone's beating you and you've got the opportunity that your brain is not focused on them, but you're focused, not focused on what they're doing to you, but in your brain, you're thinking what you're going to do to them in the middle of battle, for want of a better term, or a fight. That's when you know you've won. Because as much as they're trying to hurt you, you know that you can beat them, because what you're doing is you're calm and you're going to do what you know you should do. Right? You're not running down hallways going, ah. You're standing your ground and you're actually laughing because you know what you're going to do to that person to get out of that situation. So this is the same thing. So you go down the road, everyone's running through the shopping centres. Oh my God, inflation's so bad. Here's a classic example. This actually happened to me the other day in Aldi's. So I got my trolley. Like I said to you, I bought the pasta, everything else. This is on exactly that same day. Then there's a woman with her trolley in front of me, and you've all seen this. And she looks at mine and she looks at hers and she goes, oh my God, I can't believe the price of everything. Over 50% in that trolley was non-edible food. And what I mean by that is it was chips, soda, you know, like Cokes, soft drinks, cordials, ice cream. Just shit. Absolute shit. And she's like, oh, the price of food. Now think about this. That person in maybe 4 weeks' time is going to be going back to Aldi's or Coles or Woolworths, and they're going to be standing there trying to buy pasta that they haven't got, that you bought for $1 in a box of 25. That's how this is going to go real soon. Okay, so look, my point here is, if you're not reducing all the frivolous shit that you don't need in your life right now, then you're not doing something correct. And what I mean by that is, look, it's okay to have ice cream, sure it is, but not every night. And you need to start remembering the money you're spending, you know, the $7 on a tub of ice cream is 7 packets of pasta from Coles. That's how ridiculous this is, I know, but that's how this is going now. If you haven't realized that, like I said, you're deluded. Someone told me off in the comments for calling everyone idiots the other day. I was using that as just a general term. I didn't mean anything by it. You're not idiots, obviously. You're watching me, you're not an idiot. Maybe I'm the biggest idiot of them all. So look, deluded is probably a better word, better terminology. And I don't know what else to tell you about it. That's the way this is going. There's no other way that this can go now. There's no fixing. The genie's out of the bottle. They've done, as I said to you, they've done every low-life scumbag scheme to keep us all in this situation for so long. And now there's no way they can keep the genie in the bottle. It's gone. If over $7 and going to $10 a gallon of petrol in America does not tell you that, then I don't know what else to explain to you. Remember this really well. We don't have any natural oil supplies here in Australia. All of our oil is imported, the majority of it. I think it's 95%, maybe 90%. But the other 10%, it just gets burned up real quick. So we are totally reliant on foreign oil reserves for this country. We've never changed over to gas. We've never done any, you know, all these greenies saying, oh, you know, coal, blah, blah, coal. We don't need coal. Okay. When this all comes crashing down, I want to talk to some of those greenies that are living in, I don't know, Victoria, Canberra, Dandenong Ranges. See how good they feel when, you know, there's no coal power, because we can't dig it out of the ground because we haven't got enough oil. Now, one of the things you guys need to understand is they will bring in rationing. Once it hits $3 or close enough to $3, then they will bring in rationing, petrol rationing. So, and that will, first responders, police, firemen, you know, they'll obviously get first dibs, and then it'll be teachers, doctors, you know, all those sorts of people. Construction workers, tough. You know, you're going to have to get it. If you haven't got enough, you don't get to work for 2 or 3 days. That's what's happening. That's what's coming. And they're preparing for it right now because they know it's coming. They think people are just going to be fine paying $3. Well, they're not. What's going to happen is, once it gets over to, say, $2.50, people are going to click Some, not all people, some people will click, and then they'll start hoarding. Then you'll have, the first thing will be, oh, there's a $25 limit on petrol at Bowser's. But then from that, there'll be, oh, only cars with the number plates P, Q, or whatever can only buy petrol on certain days. And then once the petrol keeps going up, then they're going to be like, well, you people can't have petrol. Seems bizarre, doesn't it? But I've already been through this twice. Once in my younger life, in the 70s, and once in England when they had the fuel rationing in 97, 98, I think it was, something like that. The price of petrol just kept going, and diesel just kept going through the roof. And then there was a strike, so you couldn't get anywhere for weeks. So look, this is how this is all going to work out. Bad, isn't it? So, but why lie to you? That's what's going to happen. There's no way around it. You can't, if you haven't got everything ready by now, or a substantial amount ready by now, then you're falling behind. Seems unbelievable, doesn't it? In a couple of weeks, yay, COVID's gone. Yay, we can get back to normal. And then started going like that, and then now we're like literally jumping off a cliff. Literally. Anyway, let's do the prayers. Okay, verse of the day. Now the God of patience and consolation grant you to be like-minded one towards another according to Christ Jesus, that ye may with one mind and one mouth glorify God, even the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. And as always, folks, we'll finish with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. All right, folks, I'll leave it there. One last thing I meant to say that I haven't said. Don't forget your pets. I just went and bought 2 big storage things to fill them up. So we've got 3, or 2 for each now, cat and dogs, and the chickens. Just don't forget your pets. That's really important. Look online. You can still get good wholesale prices for them, even though they're going up. They've gone up a lot since I was looking. So just remember your pets. All right, folks. God bless. Crep out.